like what the fuck session with a cat. And I'm gonna like read you the whole thing, not the whole session, but her mom wanted me to ask her if she can see into other realms, and we were down the rabbit hole. Okay, and I'm literally gonna read you everything from me asking her that question. So I talked to a cat named Chloe Marie. Of course, it was a cat. She was living. So I said, your mom wants to know if you see into other realms. And she said, of course I do. Who is she kidding? I'm a cat. We all do. I can access any dimension. I can see the various ones. I can flow back and forth. I can leave my body and come back. I can do 1,000 different things humans can't do. Well, you could if you knew how. I said, what do you mean if we knew how? She said, you can't harness that part of your brain, that part of you that can astral travel, that can dip between dimensions, see beyond the veil. I said, what does that mean? She said, it means you have the ability to harness your inner self, your soul, and travel through dimensions to see what is not there. Well, I take that back, to see what is there that you cannot see with your eyes. I said, like spirits? She said, yes, like spirits. Some advanced souls, very advanced, are able to do this in human form. A select few, and I mean a very small amount. Most humans can't, and you're really not supposed to, because that is not what life is about. You're supposed to be here in this realm, on this playground, living life in this space, and seeing only this dimension, this timeline, this space you are in. I said, okay, are you saying that there's more than one timeline? She said, there is no time. So to say multiple timelines, it is hard to explain. And then she told me to take my dog out because he was crying. And I was like, no, like, I'm just going to try to like wait it out. And she's like, take your dog out, like, just come back. So I did. I said, okay, so you're saying there are multiple timelines, but time isn't real. So can you explain that more? She said, everything is now, everything is happening now. So everything that is going to happen has already happened and we can access it, but you can't. I said, are you saying you can access the future? She said, it's not the future because the future is happening now. You're confused. Yeah. She said, let me explain it this way. You have a lamp and you turn it on, then you turn it off. You've already turned it on and off 1,000,000 times. You've already given it away. It just hasn't happened in this timeline yet, meaning a past and future does exist in this timeline because you can't access the past and future now like I can. And I said, because everybody's always mad that I like don't talk to these cats for longer. So like this session went way over where I'm deep diving into this. I said, so you know what's going to happen in the future is what you're saying? And she said, I can access it, yes. I said, okay, so can you tell me what will happen in the future? And she said, you already know, the earth will be destroyed. Now, this references another session I had with a cat who was explaining how life is a playground and like earth will be destroyed, but it's been destroyed like a ton of times already. And it was really confusing, but that's what she's referencing. I have a video about that. I said, I don't mean that future. I mean, like, I don't know, 5 years from now. She said, I can access it, yes, but I choose not to. I could, please believe I could. I can see, but humans aren't supposed to know until they can figure it out themselves. I said, meaning? She said, meaning you will develop into a being that can access the past and future. You just haven't evolved to it yet. You are where you are supposed to be within the level you are at. Some people are able to access it, but it is such a minute amount, a minuscule amount. And you cannot trust it. It scares you. The paranormal, the unexplained, humans cannot handle it at this time, not at the brain level you are at. And I said, are you saying our brains need to evolve more before we're able to do all this stuff? She said, I'm saying you do not have the ability to harness everything in your brain that it is capable of doing. So most of the brain lays empty, unused. It's not harnessed. It's sitting dormant. You have to evolve to figure out how to use it to its full potential. Now, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a physicist. I don't know quantum mechanics. I don't know about the brain. So like if anybody wants to chime in here. I said, I mean, can you tell me how to do that since you seem to know everything? She said, you already are in a sense because you are talking to me. You have to leave this dimension to communicate. And I said, but what do you mean? Like, communication is happening in another dimension. And she said, Google what a dimension is right now. I'll wait. So I Googled what a dimension is. I mean, I know what a dimension is, right? But I Googled it and I was like, yeah, I still don't totally get it. She said communication, telepathic communication, happens on a different plane. You are accessing something higher, an overlay, communication with beings, living in spirits, human and animal. This is accessed in another dimension. You have access to it. Obviously you do, but you had to learn how to harness it. It is overlaid directly and meshed with this one, or the dimension you're in now. And I was like, crap, I feel like I need Neil deGrasse Tyson again, because like, I don't know. I mean, so many people are like, he's terrible and he doesn't believe in this stuff, but like, I need somebody, like someone. So she said, you don't need him. She said, you don't need him. You don't need him. Time and space exists, your dimension and mine, the one where you are sitting in bed and I am sitting on a chair. But communication, telepathy, that is happening on a different vibration, a different dimension that is flush with the one you and I are in now. It's like when you lay pepperoni on a pizza. The pizza is a pepperoni pizza, but the pepperoni, in this case, telepathic communication, is laying directly on top. I don't know if this is making sense. And I said, I mean, sort of. So this is another like what the fuck session with a cat. And I'm gonna like read you the whole thing, not the whole session.